Well, good morning everybody. This is the latest Match Fishing Channel members match. We're here at Lindholme Lakes. It's a very settled day, which is great. This is right at the end of November and we've got the whole of Bonsai Lake. We've got 36 anglers here. It's an any method competition, so there's some anglers fishing wagglers, poles, feeders, and we're about to start. We're going to be fishing 10:15 while 3:15, and I'm going to be giving you coverage of the whole event. I'm not actually fishing, but I'm going to give you full coverage, and I think that is about it, everybody. That's it, everyone. Bowling time! Well, we've been fishing about 20 minutes, and as expected, it is a slow start. I've only seen one fish caught down at this bottom end. I'm over at the early pegs here. This is where you actually drive into the fishery. If you know the fishery, this is where Bonsai is, actually on your left-hand side as you come in to the fishery. And I've only seen that one fish caught. It looked like it was a small F1, and I think that was by Mark Deacon, who's up on this stretch here. Dad is actually fishing this match today. He's actually drawn peg 34. He's over my shoulder. He's the one under the umbrella in the corner. He's not had any bites yet, and he's just casting across to the island with a small feeder. I think he's going to fish with maggots. There's quite a few anglers fishing maggots, soft pellet. The conditions are favouring soft pellet on most of the pegs because there's not much wind at all today, so that'll be interesting. I'm just heading up now, up to the first peg, which is end peg 13, and on that peg is Jeff. I'm just going to find out if there's been any fish caught round there. Around at the early pegs now. There's a fish there as I'm walking round. What you got? What is it? An F1? Let's have a look. Have a look at that little beauty. Get that on, you're off the mark. Is that your first one?
First one.
Lovely. This is on the corner here, as you can see. That's Jeff over there on peg 13, and that's going down this right hand bank. Mark Deacon's there in the white cap. He's we've seen him catch. Looks like there's a fish being played up there. Stuart Neville up there. Looks like he's got one. Don't know what peg number that is, 14 or 15. These are the pegs in front of the lodges. As you can see, that sun's just trying to break through. Yeah, it's Stuart who's got one there. He's just about to net one. There's just 3 pegs on this bank. Tried our best to get all the anglers on today. I think the final number's 35 anglers actually now. So, what you got there, Stu? F1 on the pole, as you can see. Let's have a look at him.
Oh, the little bobby ones.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Nice colour.
Yeah, that's quite nice.
Stuart's on the pole. Plenty of top kits set up. Jeff's there. He's on the tip at the moment. Just 3 pegs here. Then we got this. It's the end peg here going into this into the corner there. But as you can see, it's flat calm. There's no wind over there. As you can see, that they're the pegs on the point. That's where we're going to be working our way around to. We're on peg 36 now. This is Heath. Is that your first one, Heath?
Yeah,
Third? Oh, nice one, mate. Are the other 2 small fish like that?
Yeah.
Small. Okay, mate. Nice one. Oh, new fish, yeah. As you can see, he's on the pole as well. This is peg 35. And going in the corner, a bit underneath the brolly. That's where Dad is. He's not caught yet. That sun's breaking through now. We've tried to peg this the best we can, really, around the numbers of anglers that we've got. Every now and then you might have 2 anglers together like that, but then they have got spare pegs either side and a bit of space as well. I think there's 2 or 3 no-shows, unfortunately, but they are all okay. They just couldn't make it, so it's left 1 or 2 gaps because we didn't know if we've only just found out that they weren't coming. So there are 1 or 2 gaps which can make a big difference at this time of year. The middle part of the lake now. This is peg 41. There's the tattle shop there, just so you know where we are if you know the fishery. We haven't got anglers up the point there as well, but that wind, it was forecast to be a bit stronger, that wind, but thankfully it isn't, so it's allowing anglers to fish with a pole as well, which can be the best way to fish on here. But there's quite a few fishing bombs and feeders towards these islands. Everybody, I think, just about, I'm pretty sure actually the way we pegged it, everybody's got an island in front of them to cast to. But even the ones that aren't catching on the feeder across at the island, they are getting liners and stuff, so it's telling them there's fish there, but we were expecting it to be a slow start. This is Tony Chandler, once again. Let's show you his jacket off. Look at this for a fancy jacket. Nicky French, Sweet Temptations cakes, once again kindly brought all the cupcakes and donated a coaching day. You're getting some liners, aren't you, Tony?
Yeah. I've tried chocolate orange wafters,
yep,
micro wafters, and pellet.
Bit of everything down there to try, isn't there, mate?
Yeah, but they're just not. But there are fish there. That's
right.
The good thing about it.
At least it's telling you that they're there. We're over on the point now. Oh, there's fish there just been caught. I'll just have a quick nose at it. That's like one of the better fish that we've seen so far. Not a huge fish, but an F1 is it?
Yeah.
Ah, that's a chunky old fish, that one. Is that your first one?
That's my 5th.
Oh, right, okay then. Brilliant. This is over on the right hand side. This is peg 79, so that's peg 80. We've had at least 1 peg here not drawn, so there is a bit of a gap, but we did try to space them out the best we can anyway. He's got 5 fish on 79. This point is normally really good on this point here. Here, peg 64. There's Claire, that you may have seen in one of my coaching vids. Look, she's got emergencies ready. She's not bothered whether she catches or not. Secretly, I know she does take it seriously. She really does want to do well. She hasn't caught yet. Mr. Miller, Mark's here. You've caught, haven't you, mate?
I have, mate. 3 fish.
3 fish, what are they?
F1s. About £11.
£11?
It's about a £6 carp in there and a pound and a £4 F1 in there.
Brilliant, mate, brilliant. Not too complicated side tray, as you can see. It's got some ground bait there, some pellets, live maggots, and some pellets for pinging, no doubt.
Yep.
And some micro bandums down there. So that's good. It seems to be fishing a little bit better over here. You would expect this point to fish better, but the pegging's a little bit tighter than what we wanted it, to be fair, so that might have an effect on it. I was just saying that Claire wasn't that concerned about catching, but look what happens just as I'm walking past. She's gone and got one. Decent fish as well.
Oh, please stop.
That's a chunky fish, that one. Brilliant. She's off the mark now. She might open that JD now, just to celebrate. Well, we've been fishing exactly an hour. I've just got over here. Dave's here. Dave's just playing one. I think he's got a couple of other fish. He's getting liners. This is peg at 82. I think he's on the method. Looks like possibly one of them little stockies. He's got the pole set up as well. Got a little method feeder. Well done, mate. Lovely. So he was getting line bites. Quite a few people over here on the point here getting line bites, even though they're not catching. So it's telling you that the fish are milling about. But we've been fishing exactly an hour now. And at the minute, I would say the leader is Mark Miller. He's admitting he's got 3 fish. He's admitting to about £11. He's on peg 66, which is just over my shoulder. So we think £11 the best after an hour. So we expected it being like this, but because so many people are getting line bites and stuff and indications, it's obviously getting them to keep trying different things, popping in the feeder or the bomb in different areas. And the people that are caught on the pole tend to be catching small fish, the small stockies. But we're expecting it getting better going into this second hour. Well, there are quite a few small fish getting caught now, particularly the people that are fishing with a pole and maggots and that sort of thing. Just back here on the earlier numbers, I've just had a quick word with Dad. Dad's actually had 2 fish now, but one of them is £4, which is absolutely fantastic, you know, so he's doing really well at the moment. Obviously, we still think Mark's winning with about £11, but like I say, the sport is picking up now. Mark Hemmings is just playing a fish here behind me. He thinks it's foul hooked. Let's just go and have a nosy. He's landed it. Well done, mate. Decent fish. Good F1. Lovely.
2.5, I'd say.
£2.5. Well done, mate. Have you got anything else to go with that, Mark?
£8.
£8. Brilliant. You're doing well with that, mate. This is the peg where that, if I remember rightly, where that great big overhanging tree was, if I remember, before it was all landscaped and everything. I'm sure somebody referred to it as the F1 tree, but obviously that tree's gone now. There's nothing there, but Mark's got £7 or £8, so he's doing really well with that. Well, next to Mark, who we saw catch that fish, we've got Paul here, Paul Monroe. He's got 4 fish now, estimated £6, something like that. So already it's really quite tight, but we are seeing 1 or 2 fish being caught. I've just got over on this bank. I looked back across and Dad was playing a fish as well, which was brilliant to see. He took his time with it, he didn't rush it, just fishing a little cage feeder, and he managed to land it, so that's another couple of pound in the net, so he must have probably £6 now, I would imagine. It looks like things are waking up a little bit, but I'm just back over at the early pegs now, because I wasn't here, I haven't been here since that first part of the match, so I'd be interested to see if it's picked up here. This is where you're in front of the lodges, as we're looking into the sun. Much more sheltered here, there isn't any wind here, so whether that's going to affect it or not, we will obviously find out. I've just had a quick chat with Adi. Adi's here right in this bend here, and he's got about 5 or 6 small fish, but he's got 2 F1s, decent F1s, but he's also got a carp about £5, so that's going to put him on £10. So we had Mark Miller leading on £11, so it's very close already. But I've heard that they caught 1 or 2 fish here in these early numbers. Have you had much, Neil?
I've had about 20 F1s.
20 F1s?
Yeah, 20 F1s, a carp and a skimmer.
Oh my, right, what weight you got?
I've got £13 on the stick.
£13?
Yeah.
Oh, so a lot of them are small, them small F1s?
Yeah, little small F1s.
Right, well, you're doing well with that though, mate. £11 winning,
Yeah.
so if you've got 13, unless anyone is... Pardon?
Got 13 on the click.
£13?
Yeah.
Brilliant, mate. Well done, pal. You had any more, Stu?
6 or 7 pounds.
6 or 7? Yeah, small fish. Lovely. I see you replumbing, mate. I'll get out of your way. So that's Stu. Stu says he's got £6. Expected it being tight, but I don't think it'd be as tight as this from so early on. Just having a quick word with Jeff on the end peg. There you go, Jeff. 1F1. Plenty of time. Exactly, mate. Exactly. He's on the end peg here, so there's all this empty water here, but that's obviously not always an advantage, and it depends where the fish are. You know, sometimes they're in the wind, sometimes they're out the wind, and we've still got a long way to go. So looks like Neil's in front now after an hour and a half with £13. Really, Mark Deacon just playing a fish now. He's on the pole. He told me he won't be on the pole for at least 2 hours. Right, yeah, I heard that the angler next to you has caught some, so that's obviously why you're on the pole earlier than planned. Good fish. Mark's put quite a bit of prep into this one. He's been tying loads of rigs up. Well done, mate. So it sounds like the lad next to him's been catching on the pole, hence that's why Mark's on the pole much quicker. So Mark's literally just gone on the pole and he's had 3 in no time. So, but it sounds like the pole is the way to go on these pegs. So Mark Deacon is admitting to about £8. Mark here, who kind of showed him the way on the pole. That's why he's on the pole much sooner. Looks like. So what weight you got now? £10–11. Okay, mate, brilliant. £13 winning, so you can see how tight it is. Going so up to now, I mean, we've just gone over 2 hours. We're just about coming up to the halfway stage. We think about £15 is winning it, unless some people have caught on here or on this point, and we're at the point now, as you can see. And the odd bonus fish is going to be mega today. How about that one for a kipper? Get that one. Fantastic. Important fish today, those. Back over with Mark Miller. He's got another fish. This is 66. How many you got now, Mark? You've lost count? Right. Have you lost count what weight you've got?
No. About £28.
28. Unless Rich was catching quite well behind you over. That's Richard Webb over there. He was catching quite well. I haven't spoke to him yet, but that should be winning easily. So, unless anyone's caught any more on this back bank here, back of the point, that is going to be winning easily. So yeah, it's definitely picked up. Well, we're over with Dean now. This is end peg 85 next to the cafe, so you know where we are. Just hooked one as I'm walking down. There's odd weight of fish. No, I mean 10–12 pounds, quite common now. I don't know what Dean's got. We'll find out. I'll just let him net this fish. Well done, mate. Just here to his left, Dave's got about £12 at the next peg. The next one along is Richard Webb. He's got £20. He might have just over £20. Have you got much else to go with that, Dean?
Yeah, this is number 11.
Number 11. Are they all like that?
No, this is probably one of the better ones.
One of the better ones.
Yeah.
Fantastic,
Not
mate.
had a very good stamp, right, but there's plenty down there.
No, brilliant, mate. Okay, hopefully he'll get stronger. Some anglers are still struggling, but some of the other anglers have just kind of changed something, or they've changed to another line and had a quick run of fish, and it's F1 fishing. So the update at the halfway stage is still going to be Mark Miller on peg 66. He was admitting to £28, and as you could, if you could just hear him over the noise of the plane going over, he's just switched to his bomb and pellet line, which is fed somewhere else. You know, he knows exactly what he's doing. He's gone on that and he's getting lovely clean bites, and he's getting bites quicker as well. So he had £28, but as I came away, he netted another £2. So, you know, he's got to be leading now with £30. Mike Blackmore's admitting to about £15 ish. And then we've got Rich Webb, who's got 20 plus. So we've got, at this stage, at the halfway stage, Mark's in front. We've then probably got Richard Webb in second, and then third, really, it could be any one of about 4 different anglers. But we're definitely seeing signs of it getting better. The wind's dropped, and there's 1 or 2 anglers have also reported now that, particularly going down the arm, that they're seeing 1 or 2 signs of fish down the margins as well. So obviously those anglers that are struggling, they're hoping they're going to get a run of fish down the margins in this latter period. Has he got any better, Peter?
Just lost the double carp.
Oh, you lost a double figure. Well, just pulled out of it.
Yeah, well, I was only on a 16, but I was scaled up.
You've scaled up, right? Okay. Have you had much else, mate, since I left you?
No, I've lost. Well, I say I lost that other one earlier.
You lost, so that's 2 you've lost now, isn't it?
That one, I got it to the net.
Oh, has it got any better, Steve?
2 carp.
2 carp?
Yeah.
Are they proper carp? 3 or 4 pound?
Yeah.
All right.
1 piece.
I've just seen colour of your right hand, mate. Are you just done a curry or something, or
You could say that. Trying to
on a red bait dye?
Yeah, pretty much.
Have you had many more, Mark?
I keep bumping them off.
All right.
I've had like at least 6 or 7. Just 2 while I was just on the phone with Mark.
Do you think they're foul hooked, or do you think?
No, I don't think so.
You think it's
I've
what?
plumbed up properly and that. I've checked it, double checked it.
Yeah.
It's, I was thinking to go maybe to a lighter elastic on 10 to 12.
Keep going, mate. At least they're there. You just got to sort that out, haven't you? Yeah. Unfortunately, he's suffering from bumping fish off. I think he might be scaling his elastic down. He thinks that might be the trouble. He doesn't think they're liners, so there's obviously a few fish there. But if he's got 15-17 pound, then obviously he's right in it. He only needs a quick run of fish. Have you caught much else? I know you had three F1s, didn't you?
I've got about 6 F1s, 1 carp and
Oh, lovely. What sort of weight do you think you might have? Are you clicking them?
I'm clicking 18.
18. Brilliant, mate. You're right in it with that. Right in it. So Lee had a really slow start. He only had 1 F1 for that first hour or so, and then when I went past again, he'd got 3 F1s. He's obviously still on that pole line now, and it's ticking over nicely now. Just up round here with Steve. He's just hooked his 5th fish. He was just telling me that he has got a strategy. Because he wasn't catching, he got his sandwiches out and he looked round at me, and that got him his bite. Well done, mate. But he's got this bay here. Dad's over there, but they've left these pegs out here, so he's got a long margin there to tackle on. I think he's going to be going on that shortly. Have you had many more, Mark? A couple more.
I've lost so.
Have you? Been losing them?
Right.
You think they're foul hookers?
Foul looking, yeah.
Sort of weight do you think?
They're up off the bottom.
Oh, they're off the
Depths are deep there.
Is it?
I've only got probably £11.
£11.
Might be the ones that got away.
They're fizzing, are they? How are you getting on, Stu? Slowed down.
Yeah.
Wow, it's funny how you lads seem to catch early when everyone else were really struggling, and now they're catching, and it's slowed down for you. Any better for you, Jeff?
Yeah, that's good.
It's got better, has it? Good. Well, you had some F1s, 2 F1s, some stockies, and he's hooked. I'd watch that one, mate. Looks like he's going on a run. Oh, brilliant, mate. All on the pole.
Yeah.
See, Neil's into another one. He's not caught all that time since I last left him, and while I've been here he's had 2 in 2 puts. That's how it is. People are getting runs of fish, get 2 or 3. Walt Deacon did it down there. He went on his pole line for the first time. He had 3 F1s in 3 casts. I left him for over an hour. I've just gone back to him and he's not had a fish since. It's a lot of it is F1 fishing. We know what it's like. You get runs of fish and then they move. Sometimes they move to somewhere else in your peg so you can keep catching them. Sometimes they move out of the peg. Aidy's quietly ticking over down here in this corner. Every time I go past him he nets a fish. He's not getting big fish, but they're not them really small fish. But if he's got a number of them, they're going to make a big difference. Come on, what weight you got now, Aidy? 15, 16?
15, yeah.
Okay, mate. Can I tell Mark that?
3.
Oh, I'll tell Mark you've got 3. Okay. For those people that don't know, I always get bombarded with questions about these matches. These are basically matches that are paid for by my match fishing channel. Basically, the match fishing channel pays the pegging for these matches. We run 2 a year, 1 in the winter, 1 in the summer, and it's just a great opportunity where we actually get a chance to see the members and meet them face to face. It's just great to shake their hand and have a day's fishing with them. You know, we do so many things online these days. It's quite rare in some circles to kind of meet people face to face. You know, and let's face it, fishing's very much it is a social sport. You know, and it's easy to just go down that tunnel of just doing everything online. This is just a great opportunity where anybody can come along, any of the members, and just have a day's fishing with us. A lot of them are friends now. They know each other. Some of them come up the day before. Some of them stay together now. You know, and it's great how they've made it their kind of club. But you know, it is a channel that lots and lots of people have been members of now since it ever started. So I just want to say a massive thank you to them, and thank you to everybody for coming today and supporting these matches. He's just explaining to me the way that he's feeding. He's feeding 3 different spots, and we've got him down possibly second in match now. He's definitely got, pretty sure he's got £30, possibly between 30 and 35 pound. So at the moment we think he's probably going to be second unless someone down here is caught. But he's just ticking over nicely, swapping between a method feeder and a bomb. He's just ticked over nicely, and he has also had a bonus £6 carp as well. Well, so we've actually got the winner, or the we think the person who's winning it at the moment is Mark Miller with about £40 on peg 66, and then just behind him with approximately between 30 and £35 is Richard Webb, who's nowhere near him. He's sat behind him facing the other way, so he's got 30 to 35, and then we've got quite a few anglers, probably about 8 anglers that are admitting to around the £20 mark. So it has picked up a bit, but there are still some anglers that are really struggling with 2 or 3 fish, so they're obviously hoping now, going into this last hour, that those margins are going to produce. To be honest, we haven't seen anything pick up yet. I'm over here just going out on towards the point. Dean on this end peg has been picking off the odd fish, but it's just never really got going. It's just been odd fish. Dave at the next peg's getting the odd fish, but it has really slowed down for him. Just looking around now, Keith Harrison, he's just netting a fish there. So he's caught a few, but I think he's a little bit too far behind, to be honest. And then further down there was Mark Miller, who we had winning. Well, he's led through most of the match, to be fair, with 40 plus pounds. It looks like he's slowed down as well. I don't think anybody's margins have kicked in. Whilst I'm speaking to you, Rich Webb, just there on the right, we had him in second place with about £35. He's just put a fish in the net. And around that point there, it's never really got going. They've ticked over. We think Matt Blackmore, we think he's possibly got around £20. So it sounds like there's quite a few anglers with around that £20 mark.
I tried waiting.
Peter's here, he's presented us with a prize. There we go. He's not had a fantastic day. I'm surprised he's not trying to weigh that in, mate. Just at the far end of this first section, he's just been ticking over. He had a slow start, then he got going. He's got another fish here. Don't know if it's going to be another little bream. Lovely. He must definitely got over £20 now. He's definitely going to be contending for this first section. Last time I spoke to him, he was admitted to about £18, and since then he has caught some fish since then. So he's definitely going to be a contender for this first section. Well, we've seen a really interesting end to the match. Basically, the anglers that were catching fish anyway have really caught some extra fish, whereas lots of the anglers that were struggling, that haven't caught so many, they haven't really had the run of fish that they expected. So we are expecting some real changes, but particularly those anglers that have been around that £20 sort of mark. We think this first section might have been one with about £25, we suspect, but that is about it. So that's 3:15. That's it, everybody. Time! We're going to start weighing in straight away because obviously we're fighting against the light. So I'm going to weigh in from peg 13, which is where Jeff Bacon is. Start working his way all the way around, and Dean is on the far end, peg 85. He's going to start weighing there, and we're going to meet in the middle. Well, I can't believe how close that's been. We've just about beat the light. That's why we started at 10:15 instead of 10:30. We've just about done it. Thankfully, Dean and the lads and Dave have weighed in from that end. We met in the middle. I can't believe how close it's been. We knew it was close during the match, but I didn't think it was going to be quite that close at the end, because usually you get people that pull away and go in front, so it's been really, really tight. So I'm just going to get Dad's gear packed in the van, meet everybody over at the cafe at the bar for the presentation. We've got some things to give away, some things to raffle off as well. I've got everyone's peg numbers in a bag, so we're going to draw out for the prizes that we've got as well. A few people have kindly donated, so that's a bit of an extra thing for those that haven't won anything. So we're going to get the gear loaded up, head on over there, have something to eat and drink, and do the presentation.